Namaste everyone. Hi, I am the host of this beautiful podcast, Harsh Khandelwal. I am joining in this special edition none other than Sakshi Sharma, who is ISDM alum from batch 2. And in this conversation, we are going to again dive deep in her journey, in the notions of development, in the entire journey that she has spent so far in the development sector. Thank you so much, Sakshi, for joining and making it happen.
Thank you so much, Ash, for inviting me and for the opportunity.
Grateful to it. How is it like for you, the feeling and emotion? Because yesterday as a student, and again you're like connected, with ISDM, and today as a co-facilitator for the session of PMDL workshop that we are having, and you are one who is taking up the lead. So how do it feels like to give back, or more of that joy in giving back what ISDM has therefore offered to you?
I think the answer was somewhere in your question. The joy. I think it brings a lot of joy. And the second is I'm very grateful to be back in the campus where I learned a lot and finally I feel very connected to be back here and it kind of taking me back to those days. So really, really grateful. And lastly, it's a huge responsibility. It's exciting. But it's also a huge responsibility.
That's a beautiful way to begin the session. I was looking to have these conversation in the later half. Since you have brought this responsibility, so let's just make it a sense to it. So we are going to how we have thought to we have given it sort of a structure. Here are a few chits right in front of you. So you have a flow. You can pick up any chit, and based on that, I will further build up a question.
Sure.
So let's start the show.
Okay. I'll just read this. Okay, so it's
Interesting. Introvert or an extrovert? How would you categorize yourself? In which category would you place it? Is it introvert or extrovert?
So I would put myself in neither
Ah,
because some called it ambivert because I realized over time that I draw energy from within me and also outside. So I at times I need um, time to myself, some solitude, some reading, being in nature, and some time alone. But also there's a need as humans, we need time to connect with people, just hang out, have fun, also learn together. So I am, I think both. But if you want one answer, I can say I lean towards being an introvert.
Interesting. Get it. But there's also another thing, that I hear from a lot of people, that if you get into social sector, a lot of interaction happens. And so it boils me to another question, that is it really essential? Because since you have been a part of ISDN and being spent a lot of time in the fields on the ground in this sector, what are your insights? Because how I see is you're interacting more with the people, engaging more with the people, so that extroversion comes into a limelight.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a major skill, You have to develop that skill of connecting with people, talking to them. Um, uh, but I think it's also important to tune into yourself so that you can better show up for yourself and for them. So when I say leaning towards introversion, it's from the space of being better for myself so that I can be contribute more towards other people.
Sure.
Because if I am, it's like a balance. It's a continuum. I see it that way. If I am contributing and giving, in whatever capacity in the role I play, I need some preparation, some planning, some clarity so that I can show up better. So, in that way, I see. But yes, it's very essential to work with people because, from my experience, when we work with people, we also get to know about ourselves.
Okay.
So, it's the famous line when you know, lose yourself
Mm.
the service of others, you find yourself.
Wow.
So by Mahatma Gandhi. So I have discovered that.
Mm.
So yeah, I want to put it that way.
Beautiful. So just building upon that, since you brought that point, what are a few things that you discovered about yourself while working in the field, while connecting with people?
So from my experience, so before ISTM, I worked in the capacity of being an intern with different NGOs and social enterprises. And I was working with community. The objective of also coming to ISTM was to enhance my skills so that I can work better. And from the very start, I knew that I want to work with the community, and so that was the lens I wanted to operate from. And working with community, working with people, I learned that they have a lot of wisdom, um, and uh, and just the skills need to be applied so that they can recognize that wisdom, the strength within them. So, and also this ability of connecting with them at a very human level. And it takes a lot of time and patience. You can't fasten that process, especially when you are new to an organization. So that is what I have learned. You have to connect first, build that relationship, really understand someone's life, and also show up for yourself, for them. So that is what I can do.
That's interesting. Let's move to another round.
Sure.
This
Okay.
was something.
Yeah.
All right. Development professionals is still to be recognized as professionals. Over to you. What is your quote?
Yeah. So when I think of being a professional, we have certain values, certain competencies that we have to apply. So from when I joined the organization, I was working there for over 5 years, and my role was partnerships, in employee engagement, volunteer engagement, lot of external communication, and I met a lot of people. So my role was essentially more external. So while meeting with people who were just coming to the NGO, visiting, volunteering, or conducting some workshop with the children, with the community, uh, there were statements that I often heard was this question actually that so you're working here full time or as a volunteer? So initially I used to respond, no, I'm working full time. And then the next question, obviously, so you're getting paid or not paid? So my answer was, yeah, I'm getting paid. I work full time from Monday to Friday or Saturday, and yeah, so I'm working here this is my role and this. So initially, one or two times, I was like, okay, but then with more, when I met more people who were working in the corporate setting, again these questions used to arise, and so I felt there is still a lot of, I would say, not awareness about the sector, how it's shaping up, the importance of professionalism in this. We are all volunteers in a way. It's not like we are not, but we are also professionals. So the expectation of, if we adhere to their timelines, we also expect them to follow us. It's the parity that's required. So the underlying thing is to recognize us as professionals and work that way. So these were some of the experiences, and I feel it has evolved a lot. The sector, I mean, of course, ISDM was doing a lot of work in building that momentum and also building that awareness. But I think we have a long way to go.
Makes sense. I mean, one of the interesting thing to me was when people asked me, what am I really doing? Because I am somebody who has shared a little background in maths. I did my 11th and 12th from maths domain, then shifted to arts and to international relations. and finally recognize that and it was just a internship that I happened to do during my graduation, because it was since advisable from the UGC that to complete this degree you have to do few credits and spend some time in the NGO. When I spent there, my mindset got completely shifted, because it is more of a professional approach. Because while I was working, though it was on an online format, I was seeing that there are recruitments that are happening. There is somebody's preparing on the pitch deck, somebody's working on something. I mean, a lot of things have evolved since then, and therefore that gave me a better perspective to again look into it. So I worked there for, since it was just for 1 month, but I happened to work eventually for 2 months. I got a lot of insights, had a discussion with my friends, especially my seniors and professors, looped them about this, and I'm really interested in working with the people. One of the reasons why I joined international relation was again the same thing, because I wanted to contribute to the development process, to my nation building process. So I thought that this is going to be one of the best way to contribute. But it was more of playing permutations and combinations, and that's where I finally realized that this is the right time to step in the sector and take a touch and explore about it. That's when I went for Gandhi Fellowship, and that was again a very amazing experience. So I can completely resonate with the story.
Yeah.
At the same time, one of the out of curiosity, one of the questions is, what do you tell when a lot of your friends ask? I'm assuming they might be asking, कि साक्षी क्या कर रही है? अच्छा तेरा पे इतना है, कैसे कमा रही है? अच्छा NGO पे करने लग गए क्या? How do you tackle with these things, and what do you really answer them to let them know what you are really doing, and what is it really making sense to you or not?
Yeah, I think first of all, thank you so much for sharing. And from what you shared your journey, I think I just wanted to re-emphasize on the point. You know, the seed of working in the development sector is planted in volunteering. So that's the journey where one recognizes that okay, this is something that can be pursued, and it was same for me as well, because when I worked in an NGO, I did not know that there's a social sector back in 2018, 5-6 years ago. So um, and it's so wonderful that institutes like ISDM are working towards it. So just wanted to re-emphasize on that point. And correctly, as you said, my friends and even family still don't understand, because it's still the perception of NGOs, and still like the social sector or the development sector is categorized just as NGOs. So first of all, that's what I educate my friends and family members, that social sector is much more than NGOs. There are foundations, there are think tanks, there are research organization, consultancy. So there are a lot of opportunities. And obviously it was hard for me when I was starting on, because in my family no one is working. One is a psychologist, but none of them are working, and still it's the perception of working in an NGO, and they were also hesitant for me to even volunteer, like where are you going from safety point of view, etc. But they see how invested in what I can do, and they have even reached out to me if they can contribute in some way. And second thing I really want to highlight is, when I meet a lot of people, there is also this perception that, oh, we are the noble souls, we are the angels, we are doing so much good. So, and I have heard that from a lot of people again who used to, volunteer and come to the NGO, that we are all contributors in the society. I am playing one role, you are also contributing, right? With volunteering, contributing your skills, your time. So I think this perception also needs to shift, that we are the citizens of this country, and we the people, we all are contributors, and how we can all contribute to the society that we are living in. So I feel that perception also needs to change.
I completely agree. The onus of development is not in the hands of the government or just in the hands of the development professionals, but it's citizens. The word which you use, citizens, the preamble,
Yeah.
that is the whole living document for us. Thank you for bringing it. All right.
Okay.
All right. I think we have already covered a little part. If you would want to pass it, we can move it. The question is, ki, what are the factors that have shaped the notions of development in your life?
So there is one notion which somewhat holds true, but it has like there is another layer added to it. So for me, when I was in the batch two, there was the assignment question of what does development mean to you. I think you would also have to answer. So for me, I realized that it's a journey of of uh, of walking the path and also transforming the ego to soul. It sounds like metaphysical, but that is something I could connect with, and it's very like, action oriented. When we practice skills like NVC, non-violent communication, it's all about disconnection to connection. So seeing the other person as humane as me is something that also ISDM taught me a lot. So my perception always was that, not always, but it was, I need to contribute, I need to serve others. But I often neglected myself, my well being. So my personal journey also shaped like that because I'm a single child. My mother got ill. I also got sick, and I had to manage my personal and professional commitments. So there, I realized the power of well-being is so important, especially when we're working with communities. So my perception of the notion of development also got enhanced and deepened. That when I take care of myself, because it's my need, it's as humane I am as others are.
True.
I'll be able to contribute better because I'm also essentially meeting my need. So that layer is something that developed with my personal and professional situations, and I'm grateful that I recognized it early on and I'm working towards it. Yeah.
That's really great perspective to look into the development sector or to this entire ISDN journey. I mean, one of the thing also that hit me has been to question. I mean, very simple thing that is perhaps questioning the things that are happening. The system loops when we are playing, questioning. We recently had a class on critical thinking. The entire crux of the class was question. We haven't been questioning to our seniors, to our authorities, or to within the PLC in which we are working. It has more of being building consensus, but less about questioning. Less about that building up the dialogue format, and not just about agree disagree, but also about having that constructive discussion. These are few things that are now surfacing, which I didn't had previously the this perspective. And now with the changing time, I'm building upon this, and all these PMDL courses that are again happening. That that serves as an ecosystem. These are few of those hotspots that keep you reminding, and also grounding at the same time. That it is that the development, the notion of development begins from us, like that sense of कि अंदर से वो शुरुआत होती है, that inner engineering needs to be done.
Yes.
I think you really brought it in a very beautiful way.
And also adding to that, you raised a very valid thing about the art of questioning is so important. And also from my experience, I have also learned that it's not important that you'll get the answer immediately. So being with the question is so important because the answers emerge when you engage with the question. So there are questions that I asked when I was at ISTM. Some of them are being answered, as my journey unfolded, and still still the answers are, I'm still exploring. So I think it's so crucial that you know raise that to ask the question, um, and then see the emergence and being okay with not getting the answer immediately. And especially for us, development sector, because when you see the system, it's so interconnected and complex. Um, One answer might not align with something, so it's a journey, I think.
So here's a tip for the audience, to all the listeners who are watching us, that we will be containing such podcasts, and if you have any recommendation, or at the same time if you have any question for the upcoming alums who are going to come, you may post it in the comment section. We'll be more than happy to pick it up. But for the time being, it's round to go ahead, Sakshi. The floor is yours. All right. So the X factor of ISDM course. What was that? And you are also part of batch 2. So, yes, up to you.
So for me, obviously PMDL. So personal mastery for development leadership. I think I naturally connected with the course and gravitated, towards it. So that was one, and also RTL. So that really helped me understand, the humanness and also the skills that are required to communicate better, and the agency that we all have. So these two courses were really transformative because it so they bring certain shifts in us, different perspective. The For example, a simple perspective of, am I working for community or am I working with community? It's a very small thing, but when you see from a perspective lens, it's huge. Because then, if I know that I'm working with community, I will communicate that way. I will plan my strategies, my M&E and proposals and everything that way. So so if I may say how ISDM helped me was understanding these perspectives. The essence of why I'm doing what I'm doing, and yeah. So that was the X factor, and the I think we spoke briefly about the book. Yeah. So I think we had another assignment. So ISDM has a lot of assignments.
And it's all very
Yeah. But I also like that about ISM because these are reflective assignments. So you reflect. So there was an assignment where we have to read a book and just draw some insights on how it connects to development and being a leader, development leader. So I was just while I was reflecting, it happened in term 1 and term 2 on this idea of love and also compassion, but essentially the potential that we also have. So, how to balance that? And Because independent and being dependent. So, should we be dependent or be independent? There's a balance. So, I was just browsing the library and I came across this book called Power and Love.
wow.
So, it's by, I think, Adam Kahani. I think that's the name of the author. So it was just like a moment, like it's like the book was seeking me in a way. So that was a very, I don't know, synchronicity, people say. The book is very powerful and I intend to read it again now, because it really talks about how we have to balance power and love. And power here is not the hierarchy or me above you. It's the strength, the spirit that we all have within us, and how to balance with yours. So it's a very interesting.
Oh, so here's another tip for all the listeners in the audience, that Power and the Love is the another book. So the bookworms can definitely give it a read and also add in the comments about your learnings. All right, let's go forward. Interesting. meaning of your name, Sakshi, and do you really resonate with it? Which I am assuming it's a lot of resonance, but that's anyways. Please.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting question, and I thought about it very recently. Um, just a very reflective, I think, insight I got. Like, I mean, I don't want to identify myself to me because I know I am me is like on a soul level. I have been given a name. It has a certain meaning. So I was reading about what does Sakshi mean. Like everyone like understands the meaning. So it essentially means being a witness and an observer. So I was like, oh, okay, wow. So in a way that I am just observing everything. I'm not attaching myself to an outcome. I'm not attaching myself to the desires. So, in a way, when we live a life, we engage, but we're not attached. So, that's how I try to also practice. For example, if I am working with someone and they're not agreeing with my point of view, so in my background chatter in my mind, there is a feeling of okay, why the other person is not. But I'm just observing these thoughts. I'm not attaching myself. I'm, telling my mind to just focus on the other person. So being an observer is something I relate to, and it's something that I discovered recently.
Wow. Interesting. This also reminds me of a very beautiful line that recently assistant classes are going on. And Mr. Mathur says that don't marry your loops. So here's another point coming, don't marry your thoughts and imaginations that perhaps.
That's really beautiful, yeah.
Thank you so very much. Actually, there's another pertaining question that is arising in my mind, and that is about the values. If you are in this sector, you have to be very much value driven. So there are certain values that drives you. I will really be happy if you can share about your values and how did you discover them? Was it with the passage of time or was it very much handy to you? Relatively?
Sure. I think when I joined ISDM, there were a lot of communication, especially in the article about values. It was a journey for me because in my school life, in college life, no one talked about values. It was just when I joined an organization called Youth for Peace International. I got trained in youth and peace building. There I learned about values for the first time, and so I knew a little bit about I value based on my actions. What I value is authenticity, empathy, peace. These were the values, but I think over time I discovered that my values are compassion, courage, and wisdom.
Wow.
Uh, and ultimately, I feel all these lead to oneness. And it was a journey of me discovering. Yeah, I try to like stand on my values. Again, when I say from an observer point of view, I observe where I'm disaligned and what. Basically, when we're not standing in our values, it means that there are some skills that are missing. So, what can I do to stand with it? Yeah, these are it.
Great thoughts. So finally, this is how we are at the close of the wrapping up. Any closing thoughts, comments for the bench for this cohort? This is a cohort 9, and there are going to be many such cohorts. And I'm assuming, and not this is just not an assumption. This is something I guarantee that this podcast, the musings on development management will be continued. So, what are your suggestions, advice, like a बड़ी दीदी, दीदी भैया वाली, अपने juniors को बाकी लोग हैं जो आने वाले बैच हैं. What is going to be your suggestion, piece of advice that you would want to give?
So at ISDM when we joined in term 1 term 2, we were very overwhelmed. There were a lot of new things that were happening. We were navigating because there's so many people coming from across India with so many experiences and so much going on. But this one line that remained was trust the process. So and really now I can say why that's important, because So when we are away with something from something, we don't see it clearly. Only when we walk that path, closer to it, we recognize it and see value in it. So we have to walk that path to see it, but be immersed in it. Because what happens is, since there are so many tools and insights that are being shared, that you realize somewhere down the line, over the years, you will go back and see value in it. So don't be close minded, be open minded. And especially those who have come with a lot of experience. I was lucky because I didn't have a lot of experience, I was naturally very open. But that is one promise I made when I started working in the developing sector, that I will remain open. And it's a prerequisite for this sector. You have to stay open. You have to keep learning, exploring. Because once you close yourself, because the context is changing, right? The people that you're working with, the community. So you have to remain open. Trust the process. And also realize that you know personal and professional are interconnected in a way. So the way I'm behaving in my personal life and how I'm behaving professionally, that's the skill that I have to develop. And um, also, for people who have joined ISDM after their graduation, and they'll be joining social sector, job for the first time, this is one message I really, really want to share, because I experienced it. Um, there'll be a lot of overwhelm when you work in the job. Please reach out for support. I often felt that I don't have to reach out, it's my problem, I have to solve it myself. Um, but there are people who will support you. You're never alone. I still reach out to people and seek that support and take care of your well-being. I know it's a very long thing, but this is something that I really, really wanted to share.
That's a core, the entire conversation, how we started. I think this has been the key takeaway for me as well, how I have been looking at it. And you have added another layer to it. And again, I have few of those emerging questions that I believe, and I would want to continue with this and somehow try to get a essence of it at some point. But thank you for bringing all these beautiful points. I mean, starting from that introvertness to extrovertness, and then building it up to the book suggestions about your experience in this sector, the X factor that you happen to discover. I think all elements. Now I see this is a complete system with a lot of interlinkages. Thank you so much for agreeing to this. And our last thing, and I promise this is going to be the very last thing, and that is please do tag someone either from your batch or from any other junior seniors whom you would like to see appearing on the musings on development management.
Okay. I would like to tag Sanjana Kaushik.
Alright, Sanjana Kaushik, we are going to soon reach out to you. Looking forward to have you on another session. Thank you.
Thank you so much.